Leung fam, it's Beth and welcome back to my channel. It is March already. I feel like yesterday was Christmas, but it is finally March and I have a new pin board for all of you guys. You will definitely see that like 80% of the pin board is one holiday, about 10% another holiday, and the last 10% is a little split between two things. March is one of my favorite holidays, which you would think, being from Chicago, I love St. Patrick's Day. We dye our river green, we go all out, we party, we drink, you know, we are very typical Chicagoans, which I do like a good St. Patrick's Day, but that is not my favorite holiday, even though yes, that is going to be represented on our board today. But my favorite holiday is Hina Matsuri. So before I show you guys the board and the pins, let me just give you a little rundown of what Hina Matsuri is, because I'm assuming most of you probably don't know or vaguely know or know like a couple of things about it. So Hina Matsuri directly translated means doll festival. You'll also hear it called Girls' Day a little bit more commonly, or Girls' Festival, sometimes even Doll Festival, although I really don't hear people use that very much. But it is a holiday for girls celebrated every year on March 3rd. So yes, this year it is already passed, but we are still gonna do a little celebration today as I kind of teach you guys about the holiday. So you can maybe see behind me, but I have some of my little Hina Matsuri decorations. I've got my little Mickey and Minnie plush set, and then I also have a little figure doll set. So that is what Hina Matsuri is all about. Families will put out these very ornate sets of dolls for their daughters. So you might see just like one tier, which will have a doll kind of representing the emperor and empress positions, or you might see like this giant 7-tiered display. Where I went to university, I was lucky enough that we had a place called Japan House. It was a separate structure off property. We had a Japanese garden. We had a house that looked like it was brought in from traditional Japan, and we would celebrate all of these holidays. And I remember the first time I ever visited the Japan House was when I was on a tour to look at the campus to decide if I wanted to go there. And when I walked in, they just had this huge, giant 7-tiered doll display, and I just fell in love. I thought it was such a cool thing. Every single tier represents something different. So at the very top, you will have the emperor and empress, and then you work your way down through all of the ladies in waiting, the court musicians. You have all these different little figures like lanterns and oranges and different kind of symbolism and motifs throughout it. So it's just a really cool setup. Of course, a 7-tier display is very expensive, like in the thousands of dollars. So most people in Japan, you will find, have kind of varying sizes of display. A lot of people will do 5, which is still like pretty expensive, like around $700–800, or like a 3. Or you get some people that just kind of do the very top tier, which is kind of similar to my Disney ones here. Disney does actually make, I believe, a 3, a 5, and even a 7-tier display, and yeah, they are just very expensive, but they are beautiful. I absolutely love them. But for now, I am happy with just my kind of little top tier representation. So like I said, they do represent the royal court and kind of a wedding taking place in the Heian period of Japanese history. So we've got the emperor and the empress, and the whole point of this holiday is to basically well wish onto the girl a happy future, a successful life, a good marriage, all of that wonderful stuff. So to celebrate, they usually will put out the set of dolls a little before the holiday so that the kids can enjoy them, and then they pretty much promptly put them away the day after Hina Matsuri. Otherwise, they are a little superstitious and believe that that might mean that your daughter is going to get married late, which, like I said, we're already past Hina Matsuri here. My stuff is still out. I'm already married, so whatever. We're gonna leave that out so that I can actually enjoy it, because we were away over the weekend when Hina Matsuri was actually celebrated. So now we're just celebrating this week and weekend, I guess. But apart from the dolls being on display, they also throw parties. They're kind of like little tea parties with all sorts of little snacks and desserts and drinks, and you know your girl loves a good tea party, so I think that's definitely part of why I really love this holiday. The main types of snacks and things that you'll see put out at the tea party, there's kind of 3 big ones and then a lot of different little things that you can put out and drinks, but the things that I've typically always seen are Hina Arare, which is like a rice cracker mix. I know a lot of you guys have been watching different YouTubers Tokyo Kawaii Club openings. A lot of people have been getting a little bag of Hina Matsuri rice crackers. I sadly have not received one yet in my mailer. Again, really hoping that it will happen in March, but we'll see. But that is one of the main things that they put out, is like a little rice cracker mix. After that, another really popular one is strawberry daifuku, which daifuku is just like a mochi, so sweet, sticky rice, and then on the inside you'll find red bean and then chopped up strawberries in the very center, which is really delicious, especially this time of year. It's just really refreshing to have good strawberries. And then the last thing, which will be represented on the board, you'll get to see what I'm talking about, is they have something called hishi mochi. So this is another sweet rice cake for those of you who have never tried mochi. This one is cut into like diamond shapes, or like a rhombus, which is supposed to represent fertility somehow. I don't know why a rhombus represents fertility, but I don't know. To them it did, so that's what they went with. But it is a tri-colored dessert, so it's gonna be 3 different layers. The very top layer is pink, the middle layer is white, and then the bottom layer is green. It's like pastel, it's beautiful, it's delicious. It's a really fun dessert, and those colors actually have meanings, which I'll mention again when we see the actual pin that has hishi mochi on it. But the pink is for plum or peach blossoms, because that's what's typically blooming this time of year. And both of those are a symbol of fertility again as well. The white represents the snow, because it is still typically snowing and slowly transitioning this time of year, so it's for snow and earth and purity. And then the green at the bottom is being unveiled, and that is for spring and anew and growth and health and everything that will be coming very shortly. So it's a really fun, really cute holiday. They do have a boys' day as well, which is celebrated in May, but I mean, that one's just not as fun and cute and girly, right? So of course I love Hina Matsuri, so you will definitely see my Hina Matsuri collection today. It is quite large and I just love it. So with that being said, now that we've given you a thorough little intro, here is my March pin board. So I'm gonna set this up, I'm gonna flip you guys around, and we will take a closer look at everything. Alright guys, so here is my entire March pin board. You'll see that I also used green as the background for the foam, because it is both St. Patrick's Day appropriate and Hina Matsuri appropriate. So let's go ahead and start in the corner over here, and I will show you guys our St. Patrick's Day pins. Alright, so we don't have too many St. Patrick's Day pins, but we do have 2, and then I pulled just a couple of little green pins. But the first one that we have is this Alien WDI pin, and I love this pin. Here you can see it's super close. I just love the glittery 4-leaf clover. I think it is so cute, and the aliens just look really happy and fun. I think this pin is absolutely adorable. So after picking up that, we actually saw that there was also a pastel version, and we found him and decided to pick him up as well, because look at him. How could you not? He's so perfect and green. So I thought this series was a lot of fun, and I love both of those. And then like I said, just to make it a little more green, I added 2 of our other favorite alien pins. I love the one where he's just this little green block. I think that is adorable. And then we also added in our little dim sum egg tart because Johnny loves egg tarts, and I feel like we are going to be filling up on dim sum the next couple of weeks before we move down to Florida because we're not too sure on the dim sum situation there. So I'm going to pass over all of the Hina Matsuri pins for now, and I'm actually going to go talk about this corner. So I included a couple of Chicago pins just because March is the last month that we are going to be here in Chicago before we officially move down to Orlando. So I just wanted to like represent my city and where I came from, and I don't think you guys have ever seen these pins, so I thought it would be super fun to include them. So the first one, we have Mickey and Minnie, and they are walking down Michigan Avenue here. You can see Minnie has been doing some damage with those shopping bags. You've got Mickey carrying a couple as well, probably still Minnie's bags. But I think this is super cute because a lot of people do come to Chicago. We've got really great shopping, and Michigan Avenue is definitely the place to do it. Then here in the center, we've got this fun little Fab 5 pin. It's got everyone in front of, I guess, what's supposed to be the Chicago skyline. Like, maybe this building behind Goofy is the Sears Tower because it has the 2 little antennas. I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of just like vague buildings behind them, and then it says Chicago with a little hidden Mickey in the O, and I just think that that is adorable. And then my favorite of the pins is actually this one as far as my Chicago pins go. It is the skyline. I'm obsessed with skylines, guys. I just love skylines, and we have a gorgeous one here in Chicago. So then it just says Chicago across the bottom. The I is the Sears Tower, and then the O is this little rubber Mickey. So I just think that that is so fun and unique, and I also have it in a shirt that you guys have probably seen me worn because I just think the design is really cool. Alright, so we have one more pin here before we start all of our Hina Matsuri pins. This is actually a White Day pin in Japan. White Day is basically the equivalent of Valentine's Day, except it's for the girls. So in Japan, Valentine's Day is celebrated by girls making chocolates or obligation chocolates to every man in their life. So they'll give it to their family members, to like their colleagues, their teachers, and of course the guy that they like as well. So there is a big difference between the type of chocolate that you would be giving a friend or a family member versus, of course, your crush or your significant other. But if it is someone that you just like, the guys typically leave you waiting for about a month until what is called White Day, which is March 14th. And so that is when the guys will then return the favor and give chocolates to the girls. So you'll find out then if you are just a friend or if your crush likes you back after all of that waiting. So you hope to get some chocolate on White Day. So just a fun little reverse Valentine's Day. So this is my only White Day pin that I have. It came on a really cute backer card that was like thinking of you, and it has all of these little cherry blossoms around the center, and Minnie looks a little Tinkerbell in vibe. She's a little fairy, and I thought that this was really cute, so I wanted to include this since White Day is coming up. Alright, now to work through all of the Hina Matsuri pins. You'll see that most of them are basically the same, especially as we get down to the bottom. They just basically came out with a new pair of Emperor and Empress pins every year to represent, but some of them are really cool and have fun little details, so I will give you a close-up of everything. And I think I'm going to start up here with this box set, which is one of my favorites. Alright, so like I said, this is actually a 5-pin set. It came in a frame, and it is so cool because the frame actually looks like it's different tiers. So you have this pin at the very top, which is Emperor and Empress, Mickey and Minnie. She is giving him a kiss. Things are flying. You've got the little Hishimochi here, and I just think this is such a cute little pin. I love the pastel colors. I think it's really pretty, and it's a really nice size pin. So then on the next layer below that, we have Donald, and then we have Chip and Dale, and they are representing the court musicians. So you'll see they're playing the drum and a tambourine, and I think again that this is just so cute. They are wearing traditional Heian period clothing as well. And yeah, this looks really good in its frame set, but of course I took it out for you guys just so that I could put it on my board for you today. So then down here I have some of my larger Hina Matsuri pins, and I actually don't have a lot of information on these. They are not on pin picks. I'm thinking of adding them, but I just haven't had the time because I don't really know what to say about them. The back they are just marked Tokyo Disneyland, so they are a park pin versus the Disney store, which I would say a majority of these pins are actually Disney store pins. That frame set that I just showed you was Disney store, and most of the other ones are going to be as well. But these are from the parks, and you've got Mickey and Minnie, and they are sitting on their little cushions, and I just think this is adorable. All right, this one in the corner is going to be a little bit difficult to show, so I'm just gonna kind of hold it for you guys. But it is Mickey and Minnie, and then the Chip and Dale right beneath them. So it is a 3-pin set, and this is one of my favorite sets. I actually just got it fairly recently, and I was so happy that someone had found it. And I think it is just so pretty with the light blue and the pink. I think Minnie's kimono in this with the little cherry blossoms is just absolutely stunning. I love Chip and Dale. I think it is just so cute. And the box set that this came in is also covered in cherry blossoms and just really pink and gorgeous. So of course I love it for that as well. This set is definitely one of my favorites. So then these two are a little bit of an older pair. I believe it's from maybe 2008. You'll see there's a little bit of glitter, and they're a lot more stylized and round in their face. But I think it's really cute, and this one actually came with a set where you can set up a little stand and have a screen behind them and make it look like they are the top tier, which is just absolutely adorable. So then in the middle here, I have probably what's the most complete of a tier. It is another 5-pin set, but we get a little more insight to the different items. So we've got Mickey and Minnie on the top here as the Emperor and Empress. We have Donald, and he is holding a box of food that you would be eating. So like I said, they have like bento boxes, and inside would be all of the different goodies. We've got Chip and Dale, and they are hanging out on the little Hishi mochi. So this is what I meant by it's a diamond-shaped mochi, and then the top layer is pink. Then we have white, and then we have green for our different colors. And then over here we've got Pluto, and he is strapped to one of the old-fashioned carriages or like rickshaw type units. So this is very typical of the types of scenery that you would see on like a much larger doll set. So now this corner will also be a little bit tricky to show you, but it is a 3-pin set, and this is maybe my other favorite just because of the coloring. So we've got Mickey in purple, we've got Minnie in this beautiful peachy pink, and then we have Chip and Dale playing the drum down below. So this 3-pin box set is just gorgeous. The box again sets up to be a whole little display of its own, which I just love. I love Japan's attention to detail for everything, but I mean, like, look at this Minnie Mouse. I just think she is so precious with the colors, the little blossoms on her fan, her golden headpiece, and even Mickey, just like perfectly pastel and adorable. I love this set so much. So now the bottom here is probably the least exciting because these next 3 sets are all from Tokyo Disneyland, and I will say Tokyo Disneyland does not have a whole lot of creativity when it comes to their Hina Matsuri pins. They pretty much just release a new pair every year, and they just kind of change up the colors, and that's about it. So here is the first one, which I believe is actually the oldest set. So we've got Mickey in this navy and Minnie in red. And then this is the newest set, which is going to be Mickey in his light blue and Minnie in her pink. So this style matches the plush that I also picked up from this year, which you will see right here. And it also matches the little top-tiered set that I have over here. And then this one is kind of the middle as far as age goes. So you've got Mickey in his light blue, again, Minnie in a pink, and I like that this one does have glitter elements in all of their accessories. All right, so this is kind of our last little section here, and this is the section that I'm kind of still working on. I still need a couple of these pins. Some of these go together, some of them don't. So this set does go together. On the top here, we have Mickey and Minnie as the Emperor and Empress. They are on their different tiers. You can see there's some blossoms in the background, some oranges, which again represent good luck, and there's a lot of glitter, and this one is super cute. So then here we have the matching Donald and Daisy. You can see they are also in their kimonos. Donald has a traditional flute to be one of the musicians, and Daisy is holding another version of Mochi with the same kind of tricolors over there, and she would be more like a lady in waiting. So I think it's really fun that these two go together, and I'm glad that I have both of them. So now moving on to the middle, these two do not go together. I am still missing their counterpart. So let me move you closer to this one so you can see it, because this pin is one of my favorites. It is so pastel and gorgeous. It is Donald and Daisy as the Emperor, which is so rare to see. I love this one so much. Sorry, I know there's a bit of glare trying to get that off of there, but we don't really see Donald and Daisy as the Emperor a whole lot. Usually we see them like this one where they're court musician and lady in waiting, and over there that's basically the same again. But here they are, the Emperor and Empress. The second one for this series is actually Chippendale and Clarice as the lady in waiting and courtsmen, and I really want that pin. It is just, of course, very hard to track down because Clarice is hard, Chippendale are hard, everybody loves them. But I just think that the colors, the details, I just am obsessed with this pin. I think it is so pretty. So then back down here we have Mickey and Minnie. Again, this is from a different set where I do not have the second one to go with it, but here Mickey and Minnie are of course the Emperor and Empress. They are standing in front of this screen, and their little tier is meant to look like cherry blossoms, which I just think is so adorable. The second one of this is more the lady in waiting and court musician again, and that's actually a Stitch and Angel pin. So that's another really hard pin to track down, which is why I don't have it. Everyone loves Stitch, but theirs is really fun because I know that their flowers, instead of cherry blossoms, are hibiscus, just to represent Hawaii and Stitch, and it's just so cute. So I hope to have that pin someday. And then our last two pins over here are a set. So down here we have Mickey and Minnie, and they are as the Emperor and Empress. Minnie is looking very shy and Mickey looks very smitten. I think that this is just really adorable. And then up here we have again Daisy and Donald, and she is the lady in waiting. He's more of a musician possibly. We don't see any instruments, but definitely in the musician's outfit, and he is stealing some hishi mochi to eat some, and it's just a really cute pin. And there you go. Here is kind of an overview of everything. Once again, like I said, mainly Hina Matsuri, but I did definitely still want to have a little corner designated to St. Patrick's Day, to our last few days in Chicago, and of course my one little white day pin. Alright guys, well I hope you really enjoyed this. Like I said, Hina Matsuri is my favorite Japanese holiday. I just think it's so cute. I hope you guys really enjoyed this as well. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite pin was, but also let me know if you've ever even heard of Hina Matsuri. I'm always really curious. I would say after Chinese New Year, this is maybe my second or maybe my third largest collection after that, and like I said, it's just one that I love. It makes me really happy, and I just really like seeing it all together. I think it's really cool. I hope you enjoyed this video and spending a little bit of time with me. Get really excited for Sunday because we have our Walt Disney World haul coming up. I'm excited to show you guys all of the stuff that I have been buying recently, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So definitely come back and hang out with me on Sunday. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.